The wildest part about Diddy's arrest is the amount of A-list celebrities that are linked to the same exact activities that Diddy does. He just happened to get caught for it. We have Oprah Winfrey terrified in court over leaked audio from Diddy's evil parties. Now, there are pictures of Oprah Winfrey attending Diddy's parties. Now, there are also pictures, which I can pull one up right here, of Oprah Winfrey very, very close and hands-on with Harvey Weinstein. Now, Harvey Weinstein has been known for trafficking individuals and multiple lawsuits against him. He's now in prison. Do you think that Oprah was unaware of what Harvey Weinstein was doing? Do you think Oprah was unaware of what Diddy was doing? Or do you think she was also a part of the problem? This is what we're about to find out in this video right here. With whatever evidence they bring to the table, smash like button, comment down below any thoughts or opinions you have, because I do enjoy reading the comments. And subscribe if you haven't already, especially if this is not your first video you're watching of mine. Let's hop straight into this.
And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Singer Seal Instagram this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
The question now could pass attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Kelly Osbourne, Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal...
And I want to say something really quick. I just learned about Demi Moore yesterday. A video came up on YouTube of her literally making out with a young child. And it was just so graphic. I didn't know if I could post it on my channel because I didn't want to put my channel in jeopardy. But if I get at least 100 comments telling me to watch that video in this comment section, I will definitely give it a look. We can watch it together.
Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal investigators.
Were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on.
Diddy's reign is obviously over, but there's another billionaire that might go down with him. And it's not Jay-Z, but Oprah. There have been rumors for years about how Oprah is not what she seems, and that there's something sinister behind that loving mask. And this watershed moment might just be her end as well. First, let's take a look at why people think Oprah's not all she seems chalked up to be. For one, even apart from any major accusations, she's been alleged to be a bully who isn't quite as nice as she tries to seem. For one, people were angry at her after an interview with the Olsen twins resurfaced, where she was seen acting very invasive and unsympathetic, especially considering they were just teenagers.
Yeah, you know, people are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. You know, either you're too fat, you're too skinny, and people are just going to write what they
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like
I'm
to know.
really sure.
You're not sure?
Girls, and
Oh,
you know.
that's so interesting. That is so interesting. I'm like obsessed with size, and you're like, I really don't know.
Mary-Kate did eventually seek treatment for an eating disorder later that year. And we've progressed and we've seen just the look on her face, how horrified Mary-Kate and her sister Ashley were when they were asked that question, and then for Oprah to laugh about it. It comes off tone deaf now.
There was also Monique, the actress who has accused Tyler Perry and Oprah of blackballing her from the industry. Her claims have been proven true, especially as Perry straight up admitted to having a hand in making sure she didn't get hired. Monique even said Oprah started stealing roles that were offered to her first. But her real problem was when Oprah invited her family on her show without consultation. Monique was only informed of the brother who sexually assaulted her of being present, not her entire estranged family.
Obligation to let Oprah Winfrey know how I really felt. Now I want you to understand something too. See, this is why me and Oprah Winfrey got a problem.
It's still there.
Until that woman says, let me apologize to you publicly, it'll be to the day I leave this earth. Because what you did was malicious, and it was intentional, and it was ugly.
If Oprah was watching this, what would you tell her?
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do, and stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, what you call, oh, I don't even deal with things like that, because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
Let them know what you said.
But okay. And she said, if you think I did something wrong, I want to apologize. And what my husband taught me a long time ago, an apology is not something that you think you need to give. If somebody else think you need to give it, it's what you feel. So she came off like Mother Earth that she is. If you think I did something wrong, no, Oprah, it ain't what I think. You did do something wrong. You maliciously, and you had full intentions of having my parents on your show and not saying anything to me. Was that for ratings?
It seemed like she exploited the situation.
Were you just exploiting me? There are some sisters in this business that are about it. Regina King was there that night. Angela Bassett was there that night.
And then comes the most problematic thing of all, and the part that actually may tie her to Diddy is her connection to Harvey Weinstein. While she was quick to give an Oscars speech and speak up about women facing sexual assault, people pointed out that she had been a frequent collaborator of Weinstein for years and never spoke up. It's hard to believe she never saw anything, and she even avoided directly speaking about him, simply calling it a watershed moment and talking about it from a wider perspective rather than specifically calling him out.
And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased pain, repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they were like, hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, what is that? I said, oh, you guys are suffering from PTSD.
And when you start talking about it out loud, too,
everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the disease to please, that's a part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he didn't touch me. I think those days are about to be over.
She talked about how they shouldn't make the issue about Harvey Weinstein in particular, but look at the trouble women face as a whole. People pointed out that it was very convenient for her to bring up women's issues overall at that moment, rather than holding her friend accountable. But what do you think? Was she right in how she handled the question, or should she have kept the focus on Weinstein?
You pretend it's okay. You pretend you didn't.
No, it isn't. You're right, Jeff. Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
But a lot of women have been silenced, and I know.
But I do think it's going to change.
Being a victim of child sexual abuse, that when you feel like you cannot be heard, and then other people start speaking out, it makes you feel like, oh, now I can speak out too.
Yeah. So, and you've been speaking about it for years.
Yeah. Following her Oscars speech, 2 people actually came out to say what everyone was thinking. Singer Seal pointed out that she had been part of the problem for decades and now wanted to act like a saint.
Me too.
3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of sexual assault in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, Singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
Please welcome Seal!
The 54-year-old who's appeared on Oprah's show captioned his post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right, you'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses, my bad." While Weinstein maintains his innocence, Seal hasn't commented further.
And that's coming from an individual that has literally shared the same platform as Oprah. Literally, probably interviews and did talk shows together.
And Oprah has not responded.
This moment is a really powerful time for everybody to get woke.
Rose McGowan, an actress and one of the first people to speak up about Weinstein, also ripped into Oprah and called her out for abandoning victims of sexual abuse and called her as fake as they come.
So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast. Rose recently called out Oprah on Twitter over her past associations with some controversial men. Rose wrote, quote, "From being pals with Harvey Weinstein Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims. She is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. And just to refresh your memory, music producer Russell Simmons has been accused of rape by at least 15 women. Last year, Oprah pulled out of a documentary that's highlighting their stories because she and the filmmakers apparently did not see eye to eye on that project. And as for her former friendship with Harvey Weinstein, Oprah had said that she did not know about the sexual assault accusations from women, including Rose, only that she had heard he was a bully.
Now, to refresh your memory, Kevin Hart is an old friend of Diddy. He's also very close to both Oprah and Tyler Perry, even once saying that Oprah loves him more than anyone else in the world. It's obvious that all of them probably know each other. Hart was even in the now infamous Usher video, where Diddy said he and the singer fight over Frosted Flakes.
In my opinion, one of the ones that affects me the most is Justin Bieber.
Do you have the Kevin Hart one?
Which is odd, Pat, because he gets caught saying that he would wake up next to him and then he changes it and says we would fight off over the Frosted Flakes. Even Kevin Hart is uncomfortable because you're admitting that you were sleeping next to a freaking child. And it's like, I'm tired of hearing all these stories and people just laugh about it. We giggle, like this is it right here.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed, at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid.
He said that we're streaming live.
Stupid.
We're having a good time, yo. Usher made it in the... Hey, yo.
Some people are also pointing out how suspicious it is that Kevin Hart closed restaurants days before Diddy's arrests. While some have tried to debunk the theory, it's obvious that there's more to it considering their history.
Hey, Kevin Hart, why are you shutting down all of your restaurants right around the time that Diddy gets busted, Bubba? For those of y'all who don't know, Kevin just shut down all 4 of his vegan restaurants in California after only being open for 2 years. And it's not like they weren't successful. Even Kim Kardashian was tweeting about how amazing his meatless burgers were. Meatless burgers. Good question though, Bubba. Does it have anything to do with this? And also, why the hell are you two so sweaty together? But to be fair, the super thorough fact checkers are saying that this is debunked and it couldn't be it because Kevin closed his restaurants on the 11th and Diddy got arrested on the 16th. Oh, but what's this? Diddy moved back to New York 11 days before the 16th because he knew that he was going to be arrested by federal authorities. And I think it's fair to assume, since him and Kevin are such BFFs together, that he would have let Kevin know exactly what was going on ahead of time.
And then there's the fact that whether Kevin is involved or not, he's certainly aware of the powers at large in Hollywood. He made it clear enough when he warned Kelly Clarkson to not talk too much, as it could get her in trouble.
I was like, and then I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just, you've been off, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to, that was my way of cueing you. Like, it's open dialogue.
Yeah, you want me to keep talking about it?
By all means, we can keep talking about anything, but.
He said we can talk about anything, but not that virgin hole that person's trying to take. It's like when Cat Williams mentioned in the interview, he was like, he got offered $50 million in exchange for that virgin hole. That's what they want, man. They will give you money.
But don't do it.
Yeah, no, of course.
One thing's for sure, people who used to attend his wild parties are probably worried right now and could be questioned by the feds.
But back to his parties.
I said, everybody, come on over to the house.
While it's not a crime to attend a Diddy event, several of the civil lawsuits allege sex crimes occurred during those wild parties.
I've got a lot I can't tell.
Can't tell that one either.
The question now could past attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Kelly Osbourne, Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal investigators.
Oh my God. I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. There were very curious things taking place.
Anyone who attended one of Diddy's parties dating back decades should be concerned. So Diddy's rich and powerful friends should make sure they have lawyers on standby as the feds may come knocking.
Over the weekend, all of Usher's posts on Twitter mysteriously disappeared, leading some to speculate it was related to Diddy.
Former federal prosecutor Naima Rahmani has already said that rich and powerful people involved with Diddy are probably talking to their lawyers right now.
I do, and I'm here in Hollywood, and Diddy's parties were notorious and one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood. If I were one of those rich and famous celebrities and I participated in these sex acts, I would be very concerned. I would be talking to a lawyer. At best, I'm a witness. At worst, I'm a co-defendant. And I thought that the feds were actually thinking about potentially charging others, and that's why it took 6 months to arrest and indict Diddy. But it turns out that wasn't the case. But if you believe U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, and I do, in the reports, there are at least 50 witnesses that the feds have spoken to, and I bet that some of those were participants in the sex act.
Now, he said that a lot of people are looking forward to the rich also having to face some retaliation rather than going scot-free like they did during the Jeffrey Epstein case.
I think they are, and I think they should. Obviously, very different case, but you know, one of the criticisms of the Jeffrey Epstein investigation is that the rich and famous people that participated in the sex acts were never brought to justice. And even Epstein himself got a sweetheart deal, probably because he was very rich and well connected. So, you know, if there are other celebrities, they shouldn't get a free pass merely because of their wealth or their fame. And, you know, I think that the U.S. Attorney's Office going after Diddy, obviously he's going to be their main target. But if there's other people that were participants, they too should be prosecuted.
There's already a long list of people who've been identified as being part of his shenanigans, with the only question left being identifying enablers, victims, and passerbys.
Were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you were involved, you would get a call because they're going to want to know everything you want to know and may even want you to be a witness. I just think, you know, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve. And the feds have said that this remains an open investigation. There could be more charges for Diddy. There could be more charges for other people involved. And usually the way this works is once they find out other people are involved or were witnesses, they bring them in and they sort of lean on them, and it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So this is going to be a slow developing case here because we're just getting started. And I don't see how this trial begins anytime before next year.
For now, Oprah has managed to stay safe. But how long will this last? With Kevin Hart already thrown into the mix, will we soon see Oprah's reality being exposed once and for all? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Man, I feel like when it comes to other A-list celebrities, like Oprah, you know, she's I think she's the most famous, most well-paid woman talk show host, right next to Ellen DeGeneres. But at the same time, she's going to have a lot of protection around her just from the money that she has and the connections that she has. Will they all be falling down with them? I think it really depends on how willing the justice system is, how willing they are to take a bribe. It seems as if the lawyers that are taking on the case from Diddy are no longer willing to take a bribe, because that's literally what they mentioned. They don't care about the fame, the money, or the power, the connections. They're going to go through that case full on through. But now, obviously, there's another system when it comes to the justice system, the Supreme Court, which really make the ruling at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting to see how far guilty people are going to go to try to keep themselves free, or at least maintain the image as if they're innocent. That's the main thing in this entire situation. But the trial is set for May of 2025. So 2025 is definitely going to be a very, very interesting year, to say the least, when it comes to Hollywood, and just seeing how this entire case affects the rest of the A-list celebrities that attended Diddy's parties, were acquaintances with him, participate in the same activities, who can get away scotch-free, or who is going down right with them. So comment down below your thoughts, smash like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.